All right, what I'm going to show you tonight is really actually disgusting. So, as you know, there's a national movement to find fraud and overspending and clean it up. And it seems to me that Bay County, Florida, is like Bay County, Florida, is like the it's like a refuge of what we've had in the federal government. And there was so much fraud in Bay County, so much fraud after Hurricane Michael that the FBI, along with Sheriff Tommy Ford's investigators, based on their investigations, they told a federal judge that Bay County is more corrupt than New Jersey and New Orleans. The Bay County commissioners and this search warrant affidavit given to a judge named names. It was unbelievable. Bay County got like $500 million in FEMA money. Does it look like it? And so, I'm going to give you details and I'm going to show you some history. But what's really disgusting is at the county commission meeting on yesterday, what they did is, well, they have a resolution, all right, for EOG DOGE. What is EOG DOGE? Well, you know what DOGE is? The Department, what is it? The Department of Government Efficiency. Elon Musk. Let me tell you something. If the Elon Musk DOGE came and took a look at the Bay County Commission, I think people would be in prison. But instead, it's the EOG DOGE. What is that? The Executive Office of the Governor. Unfortunately, Governor DeSantis was in on this from the outset. The first thing he did when he was elected, before he took office, when he was governor-elect, is that he appointed Jared Moskowitz, the scumbag Democrat, who was the general counsel and business development manager for Ashbrit, the national disaster relief consultant company that, along with Derwin White, conspired to inflate prices and prolong the cleanup of hurricane debris. They all know this. It was in all of the documents. It was in a search warrant affidavit by the FBI, which is why Sheriff Tommy Ford and the FBI raided GAC contractors on August 4th, 2021, and came out with boxes and boxes and boxes of evidence. But then what did they do with it? They put it in boxes. They put it in boxes and hid it. Put some of it in Pensacola, some of it in Tallahassee, some of it in Bay County. Even a federal judge said, I didn't know we put federal corruption in boxes. This is not how investigations work. So what's really crazy about yesterday's county commission meeting is they've got yet another one of these what do they call it? The what is it again? Here, I think I wrote it down. Yeah, the EDA, the Economic Development Alliance, the Local Economic Development Alliance, which is really a crony, arm's length organization and effort to launder money. And they've been doing it for a long time. I mean, I'm going to show you how long I've been covering this stuff and how unbelievable it is. But what they do is the Economic Development Alliance goes to the county commission and they say, we've got this secret company. Right now it's Project Clear, a secret company you can't know about. And yesterday, the county commission approved a lease agreement with an unknown company to lease to this unknown company for $1 a year the incinerator property, on the contingency that the Triumph Gulf Coast will pay the city $2 million in Restore Act funding. There's no restoring going on. It's just crazy. And at the same meeting, fittingly enough, on April Fool's Day, at the same meeting, they pass a resolution to actively participate in a comprehensive review conducted by the Executive Office of Governor DeSantis, his DOGE team. Understand, it was Governor DeSantis who appointed Jared Moskowitz, now congressman, which is part of the reason that there hasn't been federal accountability under the last administration, because it would implicate very high up people. Well, we'll see if the new administration and the new FBI and Homeland Security will do anything about it. I'm not holding my breath on Pam Blondie, I'll be honest with you. But let's take a look. I'll give you an example. Let's just take one example. Raise your hand if you remember in 2019 when the Bay County Commission was talking about bringing a boarding school to Southport. Do you remember this? Oh, it was going to be unbelievable. They had to rezone. Here, I'll show you. They had to rezone an area from conservation to business because some like foreign, like Indian billionaires wanted to have an exotic human trafficking organization. School, boarding school. Boarding school. It was called Casa Lakshmi. Do you not remember this? Casa Lakshmi. Do you know what Casa Lakshmi means? Casa Lakshmi means Hindu goddess of wealth. And they were going to send foreign kids to Southport for some exotic school that even other countries said, hell no, you're not doing that in our country. But in Bay County, they were trying to make it happen. It didn't end up happening. Look, I reported it. I'll show you. This will bring back memories. Oh my gosh. Oh my God. Am I really going to do this? Yeah, I'll do it. I think it's this one. Okay, this is, I reported this in February 19, 2019. This will maybe bring back memories of Casa Lakshmi, the Hindu goddess of wealth, human trafficking, boarding school. It's a boarding school operation. Watch this. You can do the Lakshmi chant, the goddess of wealth chant 108 times, and it's guaranteed to make you wealthy. And, because I want you to have a better life, I'm just going to let you hear what the goddess of wealth and the chanting and stuff sounds like. You ready for this? This is coming. This is coming to Southport. 60 seconds, I'm going to be showing you how you can get paid. Oh boy, I got to get through the commercial first. Okay, this is coming to Southport. You chant this 108 times. This is the mantra, and you can become wealthy. You ready? See if you can get this down. Oh gosh, I hit the button. Hold on. How did I become the media, the media king of all media? Okay, you ready? This is the Lakshmi chant. Now, I should do this more. 108 times is all. I don't know how to do it, but I'm going to get into it. You have to have like 4 arms, I think. This is coming to Southport. That's Lakshmi. That's the... All right. This is guaranteed to work, so don't look at me. This is the chant. If you do it 108 times, it's got 3.5 million views. All right. So this is not just some BS thing here. The county commission fell for this. The Bay EDA fell for this. I bet they did not want you to know that it was the house of the goddess of there. I also learned 6 things about a goddess Lakshmi I did a little research on this stuff. one of the best, oh my God, I can't. 6 facts about Goddess Laxmi. I'll bet you that the economic developers and their friends in the media, Kaz and the rest of them, I'll bet you they never wanted you to know. All right, that was one of these projects where there were land deals, funneling money, suspicious as all get out. There were more. Who remembers Red Pine and Shad Wheeler? It was a story of the year. What about, who remembers Project Jellyfish or Isorona? I'm going to show you some of the craziest stuff. I should show you right now. Let me first of all, since it's so important, remind you that the election is coming up. Well, you're already mail-in voting, and you have a real opportunity to bring in a couple of fiscal conservatives and clean up Panama City.
We need to stop wasteful spending. We can see examples of that with the Chestnut property deal that was just passed several weeks ago. Again, as Mayor Rohan had already mentioned, properties worth $800,000. We paid well over $1 million for it. It's just wasteful spending at the taxpayer's dime. In addition to that, I think improvement in transparency and community engagement is paramount.
Vote for Demetrius Reese for Panama City Commissioner, Ward 4, on or before April 22nd.
We have 3 city managers in Panama City. The first one, the chief one, makes $175,000 a year, and each assistant makes $125,000 a year, about $500,000 in one office alone. We have 714 employees in the city. We got 5 division heads. I've been in Air Force flights, wings, and commands. I've been in platoons in law enforcement. These numbers make no sense to me.
Vote for Ed Young for Panama City Commissioner, Ward 1, on or before April 22nd. Let me show you how far back the county commission that is going to lecture us on EOG DOGE. Yesterday, they said we're going to actively participate in DOGE, and we're going to smoke out unnecessary and inappropriate spending. We're going to actively participate with the governor's DOGE. Oh my God, this is such a cover-up and a front. Remember now, I'm going to give you an example right now. The chairman of the county commission yesterday is Doug Moore. Doug Moore was the consultant asking the county for FEMA money with, oh gosh, I just had it in my, CDR McGuire. Remember, $500 million in FEMA money. So the guy who is currently the county commission chairman was going up to the county as the consultant for CDR McGuire, getting tens and 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 tens of millions of dollars. At the same time, he was the chairman of the, gosh, what was it? The Citizens Oversight Committee. He wore both hats. Then the county said that's not enough. We want Doug Moore to also be the subject matter expert, the SME. He is the FEMA liaison. He had his hands in all the FEMA cookie jars. He's the current county commissioner chairman, and they're talking about DOGE, finding unnecessary spending. It is so disgusting, it's unbelievable. And I don't want you to fall for it. Just yesterday, one of the county commissioners who's been there a while, Robert Carroll, who has recused himself on way more occasions than he is legally allowed to do because he is an engineer, and he's the engineer of record for project after project after project. He has his own landing page on the St. Joe Company. 2 other county commissioners did too. One of them is now the state representative, Griff Griffiths. He became a home builder after he became a county commissioner. Tommy Ham also had a landing page on the St. Joe Company. We've got a state senator, Jay Trumbull, who less than 2 years ago started an underground utility construction company. And he doesn't know anything about underground construction. Hey, FBI. If you remember honest services fraud, you remember wire, what do they call it? Wire fraud. There is so much. So much. And it's been going on for a long time. I'm going to show you the story of the year back in 2012. This was the News Herald, back when the News Herald was kind of a newspaper. The number one story of the year was Project Red Pine, yet another one of the Economic Development Alliance secret companies. Who's Red Pine? Well, we can't tell you who Red Pine is. Well, we found out it was Shad Wheeler. Shad Wheeler. Oh, Sarah Moon's probably coming. The Bowflex, his father invented Bowflex. Every other place Shad Wheeler went to didn't want anything to do with his bullshit Red Pine Healthcare Technology Incorporation company. This dude pretended he had a software like company. The Florida Department of Economic Opportunity provided $750,000 he stole. And look, fallout from the Red Pine debacle grabbed headlines in 2012 as government entities took the chiropractic billing software company to court. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you right now. When they went in front of the county commission salivated, fell for it, and Shad Wheeler, Shady Shad, took nearly $1 million from the county, went to Africa, and started a safari hunting channel with our money that the dumbass Bay County commissioners gave him. Bay County was the only place stupid enough to give this dude. This is why the Economic Development Alliance has secret names. Right now it's Project Clear, but we've had a bunch of them. Let's take a look at Project Red Pine, shall we? You're not going to believe this one. You're not going to believe what I'm going to show you right now. All right. I guess it's this one. Let's see. Oh my gosh, this is not the right one. All right, hold on. I'm going to have to search this. But it's going to be worth it. I promise you. Let me search this. Here's how you do it. Search. I think it's Red Pine. See where that pulls up. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Project Gondola. There was another one. Oh, I think it might have come up to when I typed in Casa Lakshmi. Remember the Hindu goddess of love, Lakshmi. I'm not worried because it's going to be worth it. If you'll just hang with me here. Now you know how Sarah Moon feels every day. Baby, look, it's just going to take a minute. Casa Lakshmi. Ooh, this might be it. I thought I had a blue shirt on for this one, though. Oh, boy. I remember I had a blue shirt. Oh, my gosh. This is unbelievable. Oh. Yeah, look at that. More reporting about the house of the goddess of love, the boarding school for wealthy and poor kids. They were going to ship in wealthy and poor kids to Southport. That doesn't sound suspicious, does it? Oh my God. I feel like it. No, it was. Geez, I'm going to really need to find this. All right. Maybe I put it under Shady Shad Wheeler. I should just stop stressing out because I really want to show you this. And if it takes a minute, it takes a minute. Shady Shad Wheeler Project Red Pine. I don't believe this. No, of course not. All right. Well, let me show you what happened yesterday at the county commission, and I'll think about this as I'm showing you this. So yesterday you've got Robert Carroll, who yet again had to recuse himself from a vote, which you're going to hear right now. Why? He says, I'm not involved, but my firm is involved. What? Watch this. Now, understand, state statute says that if it's a recurring situation where you have to recuse yourself or abstain from the vote, that you can't stay in office. He recuses himself all the time. The guy walks around with his own cookie jar. Robert Carroll. He owns McNeil Carroll. He's the engineer of record for projects all over Bay County, city after city. Watch, listen how quickly he says this.
Yes, ma'am. Next, we have public hearing. Community development. This is PLD SAP 2024-0177.
The guy talking is Doug Moore. Again, Doug Moore is the FEMA liaison. Before he was a county commissioner, he was the consultant going up asking the commission for money for a company called CDR McGuire, the emergency management company. Hey, FBI, you might want to look into CDR McGuire and Doug Moore. Or not, Now he's the chairman. And his buddy to the left is going to have to recuse himself.
Mr. Chairman, I don't have anything to do with this project, but my firm is currently working with the applicant. So, in essence of caution, I'm going to recuse.
All right.
He does it all the time. I don't have anything to do with it, but the firm I own does. And as an act of caution, I'm going to have to recuse. All right, no problem. All the time, Robert Carroll. You want to know something? This is a big deal. It won't sound like a big deal, but he is statutorily required at the next meeting to read exactly why. It's in the statutes. If you look up Florida statutes on abstaining from votes because of conflicts of interest, you will see that they are required by law to submit a form and read it out loud at the next meeting. They never do that. They break the law every single time. I spoke, about 3-4 years ago to a lawyer, to one of the main lawyers at the Florida Commission on Ethics. And when I explained this lawyer goes, ooh, yeah, that's problematic. I said, if it happens once, she goes, oh, yeah, that's problematic. What if it happens all the time? Happens all the time. It's a big deal. But these are the same people, county commissioners, who are actively participating in the governor's DOGE. They are hijacking the people's real desire for honest government to cover up what they did. And I don't want them to get away with it. Yeah, but Bernie, you're always talking about it. Nothing happens. You got a point. You do have a point. Hey, I'll tell you another place where there is somebody who's been sitting in the chairman's seat for 2 years, and he's been forcing this government body to have to talk about things out loud. And it has made a difference because it has slowed down some BS projects, and it has shined a light on what happens behind the scenes, because the backdoor deals can't take place as long as this guy is the mayor.
When we partner with them, they will get the fund, they will get the slip rents, they will get everything probably for 60 years. So that is income that we in the city won't get. We'll still, either way we go, we're going to have a marina. I don't think there's any doubt about that. The question is, who's going to get the funds from the marina? And if we have the funds ourselves, I think that then we could start reducing the fire tax.
Vote for Doc Rowan for Panama City Mayor on or before April 22nd.
You want to look good? You want to feel good? Little John's Big and Tall is where it's at. Right across the street from Sky's Pizza Pie, 5700 North Davis Highway. You can find out more online at littlejohnsbigandtall.com. He's also a member of the iTex trading community, where your iTex dollars are welcome.
All right, I'm going to tell you what, I've almost found what I really want to show you, and I'm going to share the other sponsors. Let's thank the other sponsors, and when I come back, I'm going to show you the Red Pine deal and how the county gave damn near $1 million for a guy to go to Africa and start hunting safaris. It's too good to miss.
Don't let back pain and neck pain get you down. Find relief at Brown Chiropractic Center on St. Andrews Boulevard in Panama City. Dr. Sherry Brown helps people heal naturally with chiropractic adjustments and deep tissue massage. Call 769-3777.
Okay, I found it. This is a county commission meeting where these the same people who are going to actively participate to make sure that the county is not overspending. Watch what they did with another one of these Economic Development Alliance secret companies. They can't tell you the name of the company until they give them all your money. Right now, it's Project Clear. Project Clear, they voted on yesterday. They voted on a lease agreement where they're going to lease to an unknown company for $1 a year the incinerator property, hoping that the Triumph Gulf Coast money will give the county $2 million, not to restore anything, just so the county can get $2 million. All secret stuff, Project Clear. But Project Red Pine, watch how this went down. Whew. Yeah, here we go.
Participation. So things are moving forward, but of course it all rests with this board and what you decide to do in the future. But anyway, let me turn it over to Mr. Wheeler, if I might. If you'd like to come up and just say a few words, say good morning to us here. And Janet Watermeyer is here too, who's been working on this project from the EDA. Janet?
Good morning, Janet Watermeyer with the Bay County Economic Development Alliance. Thank you for considering this company this morning. I wanted to make an announcement that at 8:30 this morning, I got on the phone with Crystal Searcy from Enterprise Florida, and this morning the governor approved the state $400,000 quick action closing fund, and they will tomorrow issue the letter for the qualified target industry tax refund, assuming that you send up the resolution today. So they're trying to get this whole
Today and today only. Today and today only. We got to get this guy this money so we can bring these high-paying jobs. And I just want you to hear for a moment the economic wisdom of Mike Thomas and Mike Nelson and Guy Tennell. Boy, Guy Tennell's a Mensa when it comes to an economy. Listen to this.
Incentive package wrapped up before June 30 so that it can fall into this fiscal year for them rather than next fiscal year. But it's my pleasure to introduce to you Shad Wheeler. When Shad started his search, he did a national search with a site consultant that is fairly respected in this in the country. He works much with medical technology and small technology manufacturing companies. They actually ruled Florida out. And at the end of their search, they had 2 locations they thought they would go to. Because the site consultant had been to Bay County before and knew we had this building, he picked up the phone and he said, do you think you could come close to what these other states are doing? And if you can, we think that this is a better community for Shad and his family. And so we went to work together to try and make Bay County shine. I'm really pleased to tell you that if we can make this work, we're going to make Bay County.
Shad's from Washington State, okay? And they wanted to bring this company in from Washington State. No other state wanted him. But Bay County said, we'll take you. So they vote to give the guy $750,000 today and today only, back in 2011. And then he closed the company down just weeks later.
Good morning. It was a pleasure getting to meet you all briefly. I'm looking forward to speaking with every one of you. Just want to let you know, I mean, my family and I are very excited about the opportunity to come here and become a member of your guys' community. And, you know, I mean, I have to say this place definitely made an impact. I mean, I, you know, was looking, you know, all around the country, and at the end of it, it was, you know, the opportunity for the quality of life here and the commitment of the, you know, of the folks that I met around the county while I was here on my visit that tipped the scales.
Wait till you see what he did with the money.
You know, to me wanting to come here. So thank you, and I look forward to speaking with you guys all further.
This was for a chiropractic software company that the county wanted to bring here. And he was promising, like always, Project Jellyfish, Iserona. They're always promising so many jobs. Guy Tennell called one of them the best thing to ever happen to Bay County, except for the white sand. All of these people have been funneling money to these BS companies for the longest time under secret names. Right now, it's Project Clear.
Thank you very much.
Watch this.
So now the county is going to vote to give this guy a bunch of money.
Now move into the briefing of a general fund, which Ashley Stuckey.
All right. I'm going to save you all this, but they ended up voting to give the guy a bunch of money. All right. Now, I'm going to show you what he did. Don't go anywhere because you're not going to believe your eyes what I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you what he did with it when he got it. Okay. So, but he got our money.
Okay.
County commissioners.
Here we go. You ready for this?
And it looks like this. Here he is, Shad, with our money. See if we can get this one going here. All right, here's Shad. Look, now he's hunting, and I don't know what he's about to shoot, but he got our money, and he closed his company down in 2011, 12, and he took the money, and look what he's doing with it. He's out and he's hunting this thing. Watch. Got him. Look, that's Bay County's economy right there. There he is.
We had complete confidence in our equipment, but man, we did not expect that bull to go only 35 yards. It's just a.
There's Shad Wheeler. That was Red Pine. See, that didn't work out so well. So the Bay County commissioners said, oops. And so now they went.
Look, they're even worse now than they were then. Nobody has been more conflicted and had his hands in bigger cookie jars than the current county commissioner, Doug Moore. He was the consultant going in front of the county commission for CDR McGuire, the emergency management company that Bay County, I don't know if it was hundreds of millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars. They got boatloads because Doug Moore was their consultant at the same time he was the chairman of the county's Citizens Oversight Committee. It's worse now, but look at what they were doing then. All right, so after Red Pine, look what the Bay County Commission did. The Bay County Commission that is now actively involved in looking for misspent money under the governor's version of DOGE. They are using the momentum of the country to trick Floridians and people here. And I am pissed.
The next year with Iserona.
Watch this.
Another medical software company, but this time a local guy by the name of Dave Dial. And so Dave Dial promised 300 jobs at $50,000 a job average.
They never pan out.
And so they gave this
and nobody ever apologizes.
Guy a bunch of money, and he didn't create 300 jobs. But instead, he sold the company to Nant Health in 2014. This is all in downtown Panama City. So without meeting the hub of racketeering, by the way, under the kingpin, William Harrison, the current kingpin, William Harrison, whose current boondoggle is Sweet Bay. Promise, without fulfilling his promises in 2014, ask him how much he made on that merger. I don't know the answer, but I'll bet you it was about $10 million. I'm guessing, Dave. I don't know. But it was a lot, wasn't it? So just 2 years after that, just yesterday, we found out that it was Dave Dial. And it's not Isorona this time. It's not Red Pine this time. This time, Dave Dial, it's Jellyfish. And he's going to create 100 jobs at $70,000 per job average.
It never happens.
It's going to be amazing.
Never.
I want to go over a few things about why I'm critical of this, because a lot of people say, Bernie, why are you critical of this? How can you be critical of this?
Look, I endorsed Tommy Ham-Bonnet, and I endorsed him. You talk about being, there's another one, another local guy who made promises, and I had high hopes for. Well, I'll tell you what.
I mean, this guy's going to bring all these good jobs and raise the pay scale.
Everybody criticized me for not trying to get Bay County to become more prosperous, right? To really compete with other big metropolitan. That's what everybody told me. I said, you guys are out of your effing minds. Guess what? I was right. They were wrong, and they never apologized, but they got a hell of a lot of money.
In Panama City, what's wrong with raising the pay scale in Panama City? Bernie, you're always negative. I want to go over a few things, and a responsible news organization that I always say I can't believe it, huh? But the News Herald didn't report that this is the same guy that was awarded a couple $1 million in 2013 and did not fulfill the 300 job promise, and yet got another big giant award and is now promising 100 jobs. They didn't tell you that, did they?
Nope.
Now, I want to go over what's
myself.
wrong with public-private partnerships. I want to share with you why I say it's cronyism by another name. But since people think in terms of definitions and concepts, let's go over a few. I want to tell you how I would define the word economics. Just yesterday, as a matter of fact, somebody on Facebook said economics are the cause of all wars. Economics are the cause of all the wars. And so I said, really, would you define economics for me? And this is important because I think we should have a working definition. So let's do it, you and I. I would say that economics is a study. It's a discipline.
Damn, I used to be a good talk show host.
The study is all it is. It's devoid of values. It's value neutral. It's a discipline. It's the study of how scarce resources are allocated, and they can be allocated through central planners like the Soviet Union and the Bay County Commission. It can also be allocated through supply and demand, like what made America prosperous. So economics is simply the study of how scarce resources like steel, like labor, are allocated.
Well, this guy's good.
Now, let's define capitalism. This is how I would define capitalism. And I'm interested in how you would define capitalism. But this is important, what I'm going to tell you now. My definition of capitalism is an economic system, all right? It's a system. It's an economic system where private property rights, freedom, and the rule of law, private property rights, freedom, and the rule of law lead to a profit motive, right? Where through self-interest and honest dealings. Some of you say, that's where you're wrong, Bernie. Capitalism, honest dealings. Are you kidding me? What about the greed, pal? What about the greed? I know, I can feel you saying that to me. Let me answer. In capitalism, voluntary exchange is what's important.
This guy's smart and he has hair on the top of his head. You notice that? Yeah, I noticed that.
Voluntary exchange. I'm willing to pay you and you're willing to give me that in exchange over coercion. Capitalism is not about coercion. It's about voluntary exchange. Fraud takes place when you have freedom, but it is not something that is part of and approved of with capitalism. Okay. Fraud is illegal in capitalism. It is a system where incentives matter. It is a merit-based economy. It is a place, capitalism, where dollars are earned and productive rather than awarded and political. That's capitalism. Does fraud?
That's really huge. I wish that if you only took one thing from tonight, it would be this. I mean it. This is, you should jot this down.
Fraud is illegal in capitalism. It is a system where incentives matter. It is a merit-based economy. It is a place, capitalism, where dollars are earned and productive rather than awarded and political. That's capitalism.
So good.
Does fraud take place? Yes, but it's illegal. Okay. Let's define cronyism, because a lot of people today think capitalism is cronyism. It's not. Cronyism is a perversion of capitalism. All right. So let's listen to cronyism. Here's how I would define, since we're going to work in terms of definitions here, when I'm going to explain what's wrong with public-private partnerships and what's wrong with what's going on in Bay County. Here's my definition of cronyism. It's when big business and government team up against the rest of us. It is, I jotted some notes down here the other day, and I hope you don't mind if I look them over. It is when businessmen pay off politicians to do them favors, to award them money, or to punish their competition. This is cronyism. It breeds lobbyists, it breeds special interests, and when government takes from some Americans to give to other Americans, it violates the rule of law and it fosters corruption. It's a pay-to-play system. It's quid pro quo. Cronyism is corporate welfare, is what it is. And it turns free market capitalism upside down. Here's what I mean by that. Remember, capitalism is where dollars are earned and productive rather than political and awarded. You flip that over. Cronyism is when dollars are awarded and political rather than productive and earned. Okay, so there's our definitions. All right, so we've got economics, which is the study of how scarce resources are allocated. We've got capitalism, which emphasizes private property, freedom, and the rule of law. Okay, and incentives matter. People have a profit motive. Self-interest is coupled with honest dealings. And I can hear you. I can hear some of you saying there's fraud in capitalism. Yes, because there's freedom. And when there's freedom, there's going to be people who do bad stuff. Okay. But it is not condoned. It is illegal. But in cronyism, corruption is rife. It is a system of corruption. And that's what we have here right now in Bay County. It's not what made America great, and it's not free market capitalism. Do you agree or no? You know what I want to do too in a moment, if you care to, and it's working. The Freedom Phone, there's the dial tone. The Freedom Phone's working. I want to invite you to join me because I want to know if you have questions, comments, disagreements. If you want to,
I guess that's it. I might
talk about
what I might do is clip that if you care to see more of it. Boy, I was good. What happened? Well, one thing, I've been right I've been right. Where have you been? Have you been with me? Or you been saying Bernie's always, and I'm right now as well, about the county commissioners and their new Project Clear. You know why this? I'm going to tell you why this happens. One, because the FBI didn't do its job for whatever reasons. Neither did Homeland Security or the DOJ or Sheriff Tommy Ford. Why? Because a lot of them were in on it. And it's terrifying. But I'm going to tell you the real reason why. The extent to which there is public corruption is the extent to which there's no coverage of it. And because local news outlets have had their hands out and they're on the take, public-private partnerships, they don't report on their partners. And I'm most angry with people in my craft. I'm most angry with reporters, straight news people, for not reporting on government, but rather being their megaphone, reporting their press releases when they bring on government officials and they say, oh, here's what's going on in government. Let's talk to the officials. That is not reporting. It's propaganda. Hear this. This is another note to write down. The extent to which there's public corruption is the extent to which there's no coverage of it. If the news outlets did their parts, if they did what they were supposed to do, the politicians would be exposed. But because they leave it up to independent journalists like the Beacon of Bay County and me, I'm just not big enough. I'm sorry. I wish I was better. I wish I was bigger. I wish more people believed me. But I'm just an ankle biter. But I'm telling you the truth. And if you look over the history of what I've been telling you, it is true. Why? Because when I'm wrong, I correct. Because my only allegiance is to the truth, is to tell you what is going on. Now, I do sense that the light at the end of the tunnel is not an oncoming train, but could be accountability. There could be accountability. You know what I feel like? I feel like, what was that movie where Jim Carrey was, there was a beautiful woman and he was a Dumb and Dumber where he wanted to go out with this beautiful lady. And she said, look, man, it's not going to happen, you know? And he says, well, what are the odds? Like 1 in 100? And she goes, no. He goes, like 1 in a million? She goes, yeah, like 1 in a million. And he got excited and he said, so you're telling me there's a chance? That's how I feel. There might be accountability. There is a chance. And I didn't feel like there was a chance 6 months ago. But I'm feeling like there's a chance. Do you think so? If you say, Bernie, it's never going to change. Okay, you're probably right. You're probably right. But let me ask you this. Just because we can't clean it up and fix it, it does not absolve us from doing all we can. Do you think the Chinese guy who stood in front of the tank at Tiananmen Square, do you think he thought he was going to stop the tank? Sometimes we have to do all we can, even if it's not enough. And my question to you is, what are you doing? Are you doing enough? Is God happy with your efforts? Or is he indifferent? I mean, we're busy, right? I get it. Let's see. Interesting, Joseph, interesting. Okay, I see you. I hope you're right. Wow, I hope you're right. All right, I'm looking at that. Thank you very much, Matthew. All right, I'm going to wrap it up, okay? I just wanted you to see some of this stuff because yesterday's county commission meeting was crazy. As always, I want to thank a few people. I want to thank those of you who subscribe to bernie.substack.com. And those of you who do, you get the behind the scenes videos if you subscribe, if you're a paid subscriber. And the behind the scenes videos, as I say, I tell you things I don't say here, and you're liable to see anything. Get a paid subscription at bernie.substack.com, and now you will get behind the scene videos emailed to your inbox, and you're liable to see just about anything. Get out! Get out! Don't get out, keep traffic. What's going on? So I've got less than 2 days to get it all together. I'm nervous because I've never done anything like this before. Nighttime and hot. Another red light. Yellow flies. Okay, he's dead.
Since my council thing.
Yes, that's what they are. They're very. They're like the great whites of the insect world.
Right on my arm.
right on my arm. Also, thank you to the Unknown Patriot for your support, and I just can't tell you how much I appreciate those of you who have supported my efforts. It means everything to me.
Hand caught in the cookie jar? Sometimes bad habits continue even into adulthood. I'm El Saline, 850-215-0628. Let me help you.